Jamie Spangler joining us. He's the head coach at the University of Scranton women's volleyball program. And Jamie, what a year. Fantastic season. Absolutely. And let's reflect back to putting some things together for really a special season, one that'll be remembered for a long time at the U.
Yeah, I mean, definitely coming into the year, we definitely had high expectations. I don't know if we, had as high of expectations as we definitely exceeded them. So, but I mean, it's, credit to the girls. They worked hard. Girls that came back from last year know that we've been building for a couple years now, and so this was kind of the peak of that, and we're hoping that it's just the beginning of where we're headed.
Well, recruiting-wise, I guess you're always looking for some tallies, as I like to say.
Oh, yeah.
The girls with some height, but could bring it out there on the volleyball court. Talk a little bit about what that recruiting process has been like for you.
Yeah, I think it's been, steadily getting better. Actually, the senior class this year was actually my first recruiting class. So this is the first time that I've had, all the girls in every class were girls that I brought in. So, and absolutely nothing against the girls that were here before, but it's, a certain style that, I wanted to bring, and certain personality and stuff that fits into the culture that we're trying to build here. And so I think the girls that I've been bringing in and continue to bring in are going to be, exactly what we're looking for, and, some of the pieces we can build off of.
Let's talk about your record this year. Extremely impressive, and some of the highlights along the way with that record.
Yeah, so, I mean, school record for wins in a season, that was, looking at the schedule at the beginning of the year, that was something that we were definitely shooting for. To reach, some of the wins that we did get this year. We had 2 top 25 wins this year that, you never expect to, we expect to compete, but, you never expect to pull out wins in those ones. And to do it twice in a year was really impressive. We went out to California, we beat the host team out there, Laverne University, and then, like I said, the highlight of the year was definitely beating Juniata. The last weekend of the regular season, we beat Juniata. It was their first ever conference loss in the Landmark Conference, and then even before the Landmark Conference was formed, it was been since 1981 that they had lost a conference match. So definitely the highlight of their year. Probably going to be the highlight of a lot of these girls' careers for sure. So that was an awesome moment.
What do you think? A lot of things that Juniata has done right over the years that you're doing right at the University of Scranton to pull off a huge win like that.
Yeah, I think having a program like that in our conference, it gives us a pretty good blueprint of where we want to go with our program. And I mean, they've been doing it for so long. Obviously, they have the program prestige, and they get girls from all over the country, and so that's just the kind of things we're trying to do. And the way they run their program is so much like a Division I program, and we try to take a little bit of pieces of those, and you still have to understand that the girls are here for more than just volleyball. So you got to find the balance, and I think we're doing that pretty well.
Let's talk about your growth as a volleyball coach at the U, and how many years you've been there now, and how it's grown, and how you keep looking that vision that you have to keep it going.
Yeah, so this is my 5th season, and I've definitely come a long way as a coach. So I think a lesson, the biggest lesson I've learned is you can't be afraid to change. You can't be afraid to ask for help and get some other ideas from some other coaches that have been there before. So I've definitely begged, borrowed, and stolen from a lot of coaches that have been there before me, and some bigger coaches from D1 programs and stuff. I take a lot of pieces from. So I mean, we won 12 games my first year, and then to win 35 this year has been a huge improvement. And I mean, that's and that's part of building the culture and stuff, and just the girls that we've been able to bring in, and then sustaining the culture. So I mean, it's really about them, and they're setting the standard for the next class and the next class. So it's really, I mean, I very humbly say, that it's, every good coach has great players. So I got to give them most of the credit for their hard work and their commitment to, the culture that we're building, and that they know, this is a process, and it's not going to happen overnight, and we're just going piece by piece.
Parts of the country in high school, volleyball's taken pretty seriously. Certain parts of Pennsylvania here, northeastern Pennsylvania, definitely some young women and some young men. They love the game. The game on a high school level, probably not where it is in other parts of the state, if not other parts of the country for that matter. So take us through your background a little bit of you playing volleyball, what you remember, some coaches maybe along the way for you.
Yeah, I'm local. I went to Abington Heights, So I played, my first time playing volleyball was in 9th grade at Abington Heights. I really kind of, just grabbed onto it, something to do. And then I really, fell in love with it. I had a really good coach, Dan Phillips. He's not coaching anymore, but I know he's still involved in the game in a couple different ways. But he really, sparked my interest in the sport, and then I carried that through into the University of Pittsburgh. I played on the club volleyball team there, and met some really, really great people out there. And that's one of the areas that volleyball is a lot bigger. So I learned a ton when I was there, and when I had the opportunity to come back here. I took over the Abington Heights girls team for 1 year before I took the job at Scranton. And I'm actually currently still the coach of the Abington Heights boys team in the spring. So I've been doing that for 5 years as well.
Well, Coach, great to hear your story and all the success that you had this year. And root for you next year, and of course in the spring with Abington Heights as well. Thank you.
All right, thanks. Appreciate it.
Morgan Rensheimer joining us from the University of Scranton women's volleyball team. And boy, what a season it was. Take us back and your memories of this season. It was really fantastic, including the big win against Juniata.
Yeah, definitely. It was a great year to have, especially my senior year. A lot of memories made, like always, and I think we made so many milestones throughout the year. We broke a couple of school records, and beating Juniata was a huge record in the landmark because they haven't lost in over, 30 years, something like that. So it was a big accomplishment for us.
How about your role on the team? What coach expected of you and how you felt you delivered?
Well, this is my 4th year as a starter and 2nd year as captain, so I think just continuing that role. We had a lot of underclassmen this year. We had 7 freshmen, so just being able to be a positive role model for them is always important, and to establish a new team dynamic was pretty big for us this year.
Exercise science is your major, so take us through what challenges that's been for you, because not easy being a student athlete at the University of Scranton.
Yeah, definitely a challenging major. I think my first couple years were a little tougher than it is now, but I am going on to PT school at the University of Scranton, so I'm going to be there for another 3 years, so I do enjoy it there.
Talk a little bit about the job opportunities with those. People are saying that it's 100% placement, so a lot of opportunities with the major. And what got you interested in that?
I think just being an athlete myself and going through physical therapy throughout middle school and high school really got me interested in it. And then once I was in college, going through the observations and seeing the different settings that they have. And I think the area I'm from has a really good reputation for physical therapy. So it's something I look forward to.
Let's talk about some of the fun you had with your teammates this year on and off the court, and what it was like.
We went to California this year, which was really fun. We had a full day off there and spent the day at the beach, and it's just always fun with them. I hang out with my teammates every day besides just being at volleyball. So now the season's over and being a senior, it stinks. Everyone's like, can we still hang out? I'm like, of course, but it's just going to be different, but it's still just volleyball regardless of any record you ever had. It's the memories you make, and I think those will last a lifetime.
Let's talk about your folks and their role in your life and how they influenced you both academically and athletically.
My parents are amazing. They came to almost every game throughout my 4-year career here, and my dad is actually the softball coach, an assistant at the University of Scranton, so I see him almost every day because I play softball there as well. So just huge role models for me, so supportive, and I couldn't ask for anything more from them.
How about your older brother?
Well, I haven't lived with him for a while because he's on his own, grown up. But he actually came to a couple games this year. He was at some of our games where we reached huge milestones, so that was really nice of him, and I appreciate all his support as well.
How about the whole athletic program at the U? Talk about getting up and getting after it. Whether other teams are coming to support you or just trying to see some of the athletes. There's a lot of successful programs at the University of Scranton.
Yeah, I think athletics at the university have a really close-knit relationship. A lot of my best friends are on some other sport teams, and I think that's a great part that the university has, is cultivating athletics and academics, and it's just a great place to be.
Morgan, love to hear your story. We thank you, and enjoy the rest of your year.
Thank you.
Kristen Kerwin joining us from the University of Scranton Women's Volleyball Program, and it's been a fantastic run for you and the ladies. You're a junior, so you get another opportunity at this, but let's talk a little bit about your role this year on the team. What did Coach expect of you?
As an upperclassman, I think just to set a positive example for, well, everyone, but the underclassmen especially. We had majority freshmen this year, so that was kind of a big deal. So I made sure that I was the best role model I could, and always letting everyone know that I'm there to support them and encourage them no matter what the circumstances.
About some of the girls on the team this year, you felt really brought their A game, or as you say, some of those freshmen maybe making an impact this year at the University of Scranton?
I think that everyone worked so hard this year. No matter what your role was on the team, we all kind of came together and put in 100% effort in every aspect. And I would say that upperclassmen were great examples, but the freshmen also coming in and the sophomores really just stepped it up this year, knowing that we did have some shoes to fill from last year. So.
How about you have a young coach who's enthusiastic, who it seems like he's constantly learning a little bit more about the game of volleyball. Talk a little bit about his influence on you, and obviously you guys want to build on that for next year.
I think that Coach has taught us to always mix it up. Don't be afraid to make mistakes, because risks did bring us a lot of success this year. And he also made it a point to let us know composure is so important. So no matter what, if we're down or up, just stay composed, and we know what we're doing. We play every day together, so just give 100% effort no matter what.
When other teams played you, what do you think that they kind of went through to say, wow, they're good at this, or what you felt you were good at as a team overall this year that maybe you grew a little bit on the court?
I would say this year our ability to come back when we're down improved a lot. Even if we got ourselves into a rut, we didn't automatically shut down and say we're losing this game now. So I think that we reached our goal to definitely stay confident no matter what.
Let's talk about your major, nursing major. So talk about challenges of trying to balance the academics and the athletics.
That was very challenging for me this semester, especially because this is my first semester in nursing. I just switched as a junior, so it was very new for me. And I definitely learned time management way more than I ever have. Learned how to balance. But being a part of the team has taught me way more than just volleyball. And both being a student and an athlete has, I think, made me grow a lot this semester.
Youngest in your family, so talk about the older siblings and how they've influenced you in a positive way.
They were always supporting me no matter what. When I was little sister. They had to drive me to practice, drive me here, drive me there. And even to this day, after a game, they'll be watching it from home, and they'll text me after and say, good game. And I just know that they're always encouraging me. I really do.
Let's talk about back home. What it was like growing up and your parents' influence on you.
My parents have been the biggest influence on me in my life. They've been at every single game since I was in 8th grade, high school, every until now. They drove to Juniata this weekend, 5 hours away for my mom to get home, and wake up for work the next morning. They just go to every single game, always encouraging me. And I wouldn't have made it this far without them.
How about the fun you're having, on campus at the University of Scranton, hanging out with your friends or supporting some of the other athletic programs? What that's like, or I'm sure some late nights in the library as well.
Yeah, I have so much fun. I made my best friends through volleyball, and with that, I feel like all the teams are very friendly. Like when soccer won, we were also happy for them. Like congratulations. We all kind of support each other in the community, and even if it's 2 a.m. in the library, we'll just look at each other and laugh and make the best of it. I think it's a really positive and uplifting environment. It's great.
Well, Kristen, we appreciate your time. Thanks for telling us your story at the University of Scranton, and the best of luck going forward.
Thank you. You too.
Megan Manastra, a junior at the University of Scranton Women's Volleyball Program here at the Mendola Show. Megan, a special year this year. Take us through what made it so special.
Well, I think we had a ton of talent come in the freshman class. We had, Kindler Norman was our starting setter, and she got Rookie of the Year for the Landmark Conference, and she really brought our team to a new level. And same with Gina Scritroma. She was our starting libero, also a freshman. And, you know, they picked it up right away. And being like a captain and an upperclassman, I think I set, as long as my other captains, a very high standard for what we expect from the freshmen. And they definitely filled their shoes and really helped us take us this far this season.
As one of those upperclassmen, trying to influence a lot of those freshmen that were talented that some of your teammates talked about. Obviously, you did a good job because you got a lot of good results out of everybody.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they had so much talent and they were willing to work hard, so we just want to continue that into next year and see if we can even take the program farther next year.
What did you like about your team this year you thought was maybe a little bit of a difference maker?
I think we all bonded together very well and meshed together on the court, like not only outside of volleyball were we very close, but on the court we loved playing with each other. We had so much heart and, you know, we put everything we had into each point and play, and we just loved playing together. We really enjoyed being together.
Let's talk about some of the big hitters this year.
It's Kristen Kerwin, my fellow junior classman. She's outstanding. She's set so many records. She's broken so many records, and she has definitely brought us very far. Like even in playoffs, but also like throughout the season, games that, you know, she's getting 22 kills and in like almost every game, and she's definitely one of our best players.
Big travels this year to California. What was that experience like?
Oh, it was so much fun. It was a great time. It definitely brought us closer as a team, and the competition out there was great for us. I think it really set us apart from everyone else around here. You know, getting to play with those type of teams, it was a great experience.
To stop Juniata's streak had to feel tremendous for you.
It was awesome.
Probably tough for them, but nonetheless, it's a great opportunity to say, hey, that's something big we did. Let's build on that.
Yeah, I mean, half of us were crying after we did it. You know, we put all of our heart into the game, and I mean, they're a phenomenal team. So to beat someone like them, it told us what we're capable of.
Let's talk about your major, exercise science. Some of the challenges with it, and some of the rewards you hope better down the road.
It's definitely hard to balance between, you know, my majors, since it's so difficult, and volleyball. But I think it's very rewarding, you know, being able to time manage, and I mean, going to physical therapy school is the goal, and I think Scranton definitely prepares you through the exercise science program for physical therapy school.
Your parents have had a big influence on you. Tell us a little bit about your relationship with them.
Definitely. I mean, I'm the youngest, and my parents come to everything. Even when I was not a starter freshman year, they were at every game, regardless of me being in the game or not, and they were just always there to cheer me on and like show me that they would support me regardless if I was in the game or not.
Let's talk about those siblings, Monica and Greg, and what they've done to try to help you go the right way and learn from them with work ethic and stuff.
Well, they both went to Scranton as well. So my brother was on the baseball team at Scranton, and he was a captain. He's definitely set a very high expectation for me. You know, he's always cheering me on, watching all the games online, and same with my sister. I mean, they're my two biggest fans, definitely. They're always watching my games and telling me how to improve and cheering me on.
Well, great to hear, Megan. We appreciate your time, continued success, and enjoy the holidays coming up.
All right, thank you so much.